Ronita Mahilall, the CEO of St. Luke's Combined Hospices. Originally from Durban, spent my entire life there, relocated to Cape Town in 2016 September to take up this fascinating job as the CEO of St. Luke's. I think it's because of my children. Both of them are studying here at UCT, and they felt that Cape Town is now going to be their home, and that prompted the move. And I think I've also been in the NGO world for over 26 years, and so I wanted a change. And my previous job, we did a lot of palliative care work, a lot of home-based care work, so this was like a natural progression. Misconception around palliative care and especially hospice work. People think when you come to a hospice, you're ready to die and it's quite gloomy. The reality is palliative care is end-of-life care, so we can't shy away from that. And also, death is a part of life, as ironic as it may sound. So I think what we're trying to do is demystify the whole scenario around hospice work, make death part of living conversations that we have, and to create an awareness of what palliative care is all about. Through the very good efforts of HPCA, we were able to get the policy on palliative care passed, which I think was one of probably the best things that's ever happened, because now palliative care has got its rightful place on the health care continuum of care actually. So that is what our aim is: demystify the hospice work, create awareness on palliative care, and encourage people to visit the unit. The reality is we are going to be having people in our families that are palliating as we speak or may need our services. So they need to know where to decant those or where to get those services from. And I think we are best placed in the sense that we have 9 decentralized day hospices. So you don't really need to come always to the inpatient units, but you can access them during the day at the community level as well. Another challenge obviously is the funding, and I think no NGO can stand on its own without funds from the government and from the community as well, and so we're no different from them. And that leads us into the highlights. I think St. Luke's is a very iconic organization, probably the most well-known nationally and definitely in the Western Cape province. And I think we've been known as trailblazers in palliative care, care for the patients, the quality care that we provide, the professional team that goes out, that is made up of a doctor, a nurse, social worker, bereavement counselor, and spiritual carers. So I think we've just developed that name in the community based on service excellence that we provide. And I think that has been our biggest challenge, which we are going to definitely rise to. We've got our Center of Palliative Learning, which basically looks at training caregivers, lay people in what it involves becoming part of the palliative care or the hospice movement. So we're looking at basic nursing training that we're going to provide, focusing on caring for someone at home. And then for people who are already in the field, for example, enrolled nurses or social workers or nurses, there are other courses that we would provide you with. And I think we're also trying to, it's in the pipelines, to have an app that we're going to develop that one can easily access. And we also want to do little YouTube videos that one could just download. And if you have someone at home that has, for example, is bedridden and is terminally ill, and you could perhaps turn the patient on your own or feed the patient on your own. So we're not saying we're going to make you nurses and doctors. We're saying we can care for our loved ones at home if we are given the right skills and the proper expertise, which we are hoping to give. I think it definitely matters, and I think again I want to come back to the policy that has been passed, which was probably, as I said, the best thing that happened, because palliative care used to be the stepchild in the healthcare system and no longer is it. It's actually part of the entire package. as morbid as it sounds, the minute we are born, we are dying. So the reality is, young or old, it's no longer geriatrics that are passing away. We're also getting, like in our inpatient unit here in the last couple of months, we've had people as young as in the 30s passing away, you know. So it's not, death is not synonymous with age. So I think we need to understand that and respect that as well. And absolutely, every one of us matters, and everyone's life matters, and everyone's transition from life into death also matters. Hospice wants to provide that transition to make it as painless as possible, as dignified as possible, and to also involve the family in the process of death. We have many philosophies, but the one that really resonates with all of us is, you know, while there is a limit to cure, there's no limit to care. And that's what we strive